Doing. We're live. Rigged or real? Tyson versus Paul. Reaction. This is not going to be a Bible teaching today. I just want to get your thoughts and share what really happened. As you're joining, I always love to know where people are watching from. Type in the chat where you're watching from. I'll wait for a few more people to join. Make sure the light's good. Rigged or real? Tyson versus Paul. I hope you're good. God bless you. Marcus, thanks for joining. As you're joining this broadcast, type in the chat where you're watching from as we wait for a few more people to hop on. I have a pretty strong opinion of what I think took place last night. If you guys watched the Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul fight, Yimmy, God bless you. Type in the chat where you're watching from before we get started. I'm not going to be long today. New Jersey, Toka, God bless you. Rigged or real? Wisconsin, God bless you. Type in the chat where you're watching from. Bazooka, welcome. Have a lot of people on today on a Saturday. Yeah. New York, welcome. A lot of people joining. This is crazy. So for those of you that are unaware, there was a fight last night, a very, very popular fight. It was a boxing match, right, between Mike Tyson and Jake Paul. So Jake Paul, that's the other brother of, Bazooka. I'm going to get into that in just a second. So Jake is the brother of Logan Paul. So Logan is in the WWE. They're both content creators, YouTube guys. Rigged or real? I'm going to share something with you, and I'm not going to keep you long today, but I want to shed some perspective of how the world operates. I want you to think about something. Marcus, I think Mike is doing just fine, and I'm going to get into that in just a second. Rigged or real? Tyson versus Paul and the controversy around this. Listen, this is what I think took place. First of all, Mike Tyson is around, I believe, 58 years old. 58 years old. And Jake Paul is, 27? So that is indicator number one. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to clearly see that a 58-year-old is going to move, react, withstand a certain manner as opposed to a young, fresh 27-year-old. Megan, good to see you again. Bazooka, yeah, I'm going to get into this in just a second. Yeah, exactly. 58 to 27. Vic, if you're just joining, what are we talking about? I'm talking about the Mike Tyson and Jake Paul fight last night. And was it rigged or was it real? Was it authentic or was this thing rigged? I want you to think about something for a second. Why would any person in their right mind? So obviously we know who won. So Jake Paul won. Was it even close? I saw the stats last night and then confirmed it again today. Mike Tyson threw 97 punches. And you saw the training videos. You saw him sparring and you saw him working out, right? So all these things are great. Let me fix the lighting. So all these things are wonderful. But for a man that trained very, very hard, for him to only throw 97 punches is crazy. Then if you look at Jake Paul, clearly in this fight, it was almost like he was toying with him. He was babying him. And Paul, somebody correct me in the comments if I'm off on this, but I believe that Jake Paul threw over 200 punches, maybe 217 or so, 218. He threw over 200 punches. Kira, God bless you. Netflix Hollywood contract staged. I'm going to get into that. Yeah, 200. Kyra, God bless you. Thank you for joining. Bobby C., thank you. He was fighting someone approximately 30 years younger. I give Mike Tyson props, but there really wasn't any chance of him winning against somebody much younger than him. Totally agree. Bobby, I think you hit it right on the head. This is what I know. Vic, of course I wanted Tyson to win, but I knew Jake Paul was going to win. This is why. So I'm going to answer the question. I'm not going to drag this out. Rigged or real? Was this fight real and authentic, or was it rigged? Think about something. Why would a old 58-year-old, like, it was crazy. If you were watching the way that Mike Tyson was moving and his body language, and he looked good for his age. But then you look at Jake Paul, who was essentially toying with him, just throwing jabs. That's all he did. There was not one single haymaker, honestly, from either side. Yeah, I know Mike Tyson tried his best, but that's the point. He's 58 years old. So for somebody to train, the hype, the publicity, the fact that they were trying to just advertise this thing, train hard, Mike Tyson, right? For him to only throw 90 punches, that's crazy. Then you look at somebody like a Jake Paul who threw over 200. Pretty much all of them were just jabs. They were just straight jabs. He wasn't trying to knock him out. You want to know why he didn't try to knock him out? This goes back to answer the question. Was this real or was it rigged? Think about something. This would be terrible. Mr. Adiz, good to see you again. Yeah, I agree. The thought of this would be awful. Imagine the legend, the very respected, highly thought of and sought after Mike Tyson gets knocked out. It's almost like sad. It's almost a pathetic picture. That's not what the world wanted to see. Even though Jake Paul could have done it. Not because Mike is some slump. It's because Mike is 58 years old. So this is what they wanted. They wanted, yeah, Bobby, I agree. They wanted to pump views and income and finances, right? Advertisements to Netflix is one, to test their streaming services. Another thing that they wanted to do was just make a bunch of money. Just make a bunch of money. Mike Tyson got a huge check, I'm sure. Tens of millions. Jake Paul, tens of millions. But I give Jake credit, and I'm almost done. I give Jake credit because the first thing that he did was he showed honor, and he gave honor to whom honor is due. He honored Mike Tyson so much that they decided beforehand, hey, I'm not going to knock you out. I'm not going to give you everything that I got because you're Mike Tyson and you're also 58 years old. I would argue, correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, I would argue if Jake Paul were to put Mike on his back and actually hurt him, that would make Paul just look like a scumbag. He would look terrible. He wouldn't look like a fighter. He would look like some young punk that just beat up an old man. So to soften that blow, no pun intended, to soften that picture, they just went 8 rounds and just jabbed. Danced in the ring. And both fighters won. Mike Tyson lost against a 20-year-old, 30 years younger than him, but got a bunch of money. Didn't get hurt. I would argue it would be a pretty big thing. Yeah, respect for sure. I would say both of them won. Nobody walked away seriously hurt. I'm sorry, it is what it is. Guys, I know Mike Tyson's Mike Tyson, but he's also 58. If Logan Paul were to seriously hurt him, that would look bad. It is what it is. That would look awful. So Mike Tyson wins because he wasn't seriously hurt. He's an old man. Jake Paul wins because he doesn't look like a jerk by whooping an old man. But he still wins, and he gets paid millions and millions. Because of this, this makes Um, you either love Paul or you hate him. I like Paul just because he's a conservative. He publicly came out and supported Donald Trump. Of course, I love that. But you either love or you hate Jake Paul because you want to see him lose, but he keeps winning. Now, are a lot of his fights rigged? Sure, no doubt. But there is no way that a 58-year-old man is going to go to the distance and actually put on an effort show. It's not happening. Jake Paul danced with them. They just did some jabs just so both of them can get paid. And then, of course, to give Netflix the opportunity, which was really cool, by the way. Rigged or real? Tyson versus Paul controversy. Tell me in the comments, what do you think? If you think it's rigged, if it was rigged, type rigged in the comments below. If you think it was real, type real in the comments. I think it was rigged. But not in a disappointing rigged. Just like everybody wins. An old man doesn't have pity bestowed on him. He walks out with dignity. I think that's a good word. He walked out with dignity, not hurt. And then Paul walks out. Both of them won tens of millions. Paul walks away with not damaging his character. Because he would have looked like a scumbag if he knocked out a 58-year-old man. You don't look like a boxer. You look like a bully. So I think both of them won, and it was rigged for sure. Bobby C. thinks it's rigged. A 50-year-old man got beat by a 20-year-old Mike Tyson. I think it was rigged, but not for like the wrong reasons. I actually think it was rigged for a decent reason. For money. Then it also makes you question how many other sports are rigged. But I won't get into that. Just wanted to get your thoughts today. Rigged or real? Tyson versus Paul controversy. I think it was rigged. No doubt. No doubt it was rigged. You even think about like the cognitive, the mind, the heart. Imagine a 58-year-old like hitting the mat, standing straight up, getting knocked out. That would not have been a good picture, especially on live television. And I never thought about that prior to watching the fight, but yeah, that could not have happened. That would have been really wrong. That would have been messed up. So what they decided to do was to just dance back and forth, a little jab here and there. Both of them walk out healthy. Both of them walked out very rich, tens of millions. And then Netflix puts on a great show. The commentators were very annoying. But other than that, I think there were some streaming service issues, and they knew that. They wanted to test that. I think a lot of people joined on the broadcast. And if you think about it too, how many people do you think signed up for a Netflix subscription last night? So everybody won. But it all revolves around money. Netflix won also millions and millions of dollars, if I had to take a guess. How many people around the world signed up $13, $16 a month to have a Netflix subscription? Just to watch the fight. And so they're going to be doing more of these things, but praise the Lord. Rigged or real? I think it was rigged. But for perhaps the reason why many people don't. Netflix jumped to net worth. Troy, I agree. I think they're probably going to do more TV shows and live events and sports events and things like that. Kind of like an Amazon Prime. That's all I had, guys. I didn't want to keep you long. Just wanted to get the next day reaction. I thought about this, and so I just wanted to hop on. Rigged or real? Tyson versus Paul controversy. I think it was rigged, no doubt. But everybody walked away happy. Everybody walked away richer, healthy, dignity not destroyed, which I think was very important to both parties. So praise the Lord. Well, that's it. I'm most likely going to hop on live tomorrow. I like joining live a lot on the weekends. That's when people are typically available. So, praise the Lord. I'm going to work on the lighting next time. Well, I'll let you go. I think it was rigged. Way to go, Tyson. Way to go, Paul. I think both of you won, and it was pretty entertaining. You guys have a good weekend. God bless you. I'm signing off. I will most likely see you tomorrow.